RingGangRadio.com. Take over. Last mission. Final boss mode.
Of course, with the prelims, of course, that were FS1. Of course, the prelims for Fury Wilder 3. There were two fights on there on the prelims, and the opener, and why he was the opener for that, I don't know, but he had the return of Julian J. Rock Williams. Last time we saw him out, he unfortunately lost his belt to Jason Rosario, and he fought Vladimir Hernandez, who in his last time out, fought a low-key war with Alfredo Angulo, beat the shit out of Angulo too at the same, on top of that, for, I don't know if you want to call that an upset win, or I don't know what you want to call that.
Nah, that was just I don't know, it was just a fight. We'll just leave it at that. We ain't always got to get special with the names and shit.
Yeah, it was definitely a fight, but and I know we definitely talked about it. Shout out to Rusty. Like I brought that up. I was like, yo, that might actually be, a tough out for J Rock because the type of fighter that Hernandez was, as a
layoff with J Rock too. Like,
yeah,
I don't know, because you know how Brian Kenny was saying early, like how maybe this opponent is a little too much for J Rock coming back in.
Yeah,
and how everybody was like, nah, if you're trying to go to the top, there's 154. If you can't handle this dude, then you ain't ready for nobody else. And everybody it was a solid point, but just maybe Brian Kenny was right on this one.
Yeah, no, Brian Kenny, I'm not a fan of his. I'm not really a fan of his opinions or his viewpoints, but he was spot on about this fight, and then we all had doubts. I know. Rusty, Rusty called the J-Rock L.
He did. I swear he did.
Yeah, and I was like, this might actually be the wrong fight. And truthfully, and also too, because obviously we didn't know that J-Rock reunited with Brad, so we were all, I think that we was like, yeah, this might be an upset alert.
Yeah, he was on the PBC podcast. Brad said I guess they ran into each other at the gym and they spoke and they said their pieces and they linked back up and they thought this was like the best fight to get him war ready so he could go to the next level. Like, he didn't want to take up another tune-up fight after this. Because remember, this is low-key supposed to be a tune-up fight.
Yeah, no, of course. Yeah, absolutely. And for a guy that was a unified 154 champion, of course.
Yeah, but 154 be having some tune-ups with some bite.
Yeah, no, exactly. And yeah, 154 is probably not the right division to have tune-ups on. Especially, especially on PBC. PBC has a very strong 154 contingent, so it's not like...
I'm about to say the whole world has a 154.
Yeah, exactly.
Strong contingent.
Yeah, so yeah, it was one of those fights though, but it did seem...
the boonies somewhere and dude is like, yeah, I'm 154. It's like, fuck, this is going to be a fight right here.
Yeah. Yeah, so, but honestly, it didn't look like it was going to be a fight in the first couple of rounds because J-Rock was doing his thing. Like, he busted dude up over the eye, like he had him leaking. Like, Hernandez...
But he didn't discourage him, though.
Yeah, no, he didn't. And the funny thing is, too, is like, I think Lennox Lewis or whoever was saying, like, they should, because they were like, yeah, he can clearly take it to the head, but J-Rock should focus to the body. And for whatever reason, J-Rock was not focusing to the body enough. Like, I don't know what it was. And J-Rock is, he's a Philly fighter, so he's not a stranger to hitting somebody in the body. But he kept on hitting him in the head. And even though Hernandez was kind of, he was bleeding over the place. And shout out to Hernandez's corner for actually keeping him in the fight. And, when he started to come on, like, J-Rock, for whatever reason, didn't know, he didn't seem like he didn't know what to do. Like pretty much all the bad habits. Like he tried, but then J-Rock gassed too, which was the worst thing you can do.
With them body punching.
Yeah.
Because even when he was winning early, Hernandez was still on him. So it's the pace, the pressure, and the body punching. And then he was catching J-Rock with the occasional overhand or the hook, southpaw. So that's the thing. If you stay competitive with certain fighters long enough, you could kind of break him down or get him in a position where you could get the advantage. Like, and I feel like that's what kind of happened.
Yep. Yeah, and then J-Rock, like after the 5th round, like nothing. Like I think J-Rock was like a non-factor. Like J-Rock got slowly ate up by Hernandez. Like he never, the body talk. He never started. He never stopped going to the body. And J-Rock was like, Brett was trying to get him, like, trying to get him to, to rally, but J-Rock, the body couldn't do anything anymore. And, and he was eating uppercuts. Like, it was straight up uppercut season going on with Hernandez. Like, J-Rock was eating these clean.
I don't know what's it in damn uppercuts, yo.
Yeah, like, it was clean. And in the 10th round, too, Hernandez, like, honestly, if that was a 12-round fight, J-Rock might have been KO. Like, he would have never lasted. Yeah, but that 10th round, though, Hernandez punctuated that fight. Like, dude put hands on him. Like, he was rocking him with all types of straight lefts and shit like that. Like, J-Rock looked like he was ready to go at the bell.
Yeah. Several times. Like, he was really getting beat up, hurt, and rocked. I'm like, damn, it's like he couldn't clinch good enough. He wasn't trying to wrestle dude or kind of finesse his way out of some of the beating. He just kind of just low-key took it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, just everybody kind of just took their L's too easy this weekend. Like, at least on the PBC card. Like, everybody on Matchroom was like going, like, they was dying hard over there.
Yeah, they was going balls to the walls, but these
PBC niggas was like, well, he got me, like.
And even then, because I know me and you were having a conversation in text, like we wasn't sure if it was, we were all saying PBC draw, although we were also thinking like, yo, like, dude might actually got the win, but you know how it is, like sometimes PBC likes to preserve the fighter that's more of an actual draw. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so that's what I was looking at it like, because realistically, you could either see it 96, 94, 6 rounds to 4 for Hernandez, or you could see it 5 rounds to 5. And it's a PBC draw. And I think that's the best you could hope for. I know J-Rock had a tweet where he was saying, there's no way I lost 7 rounds to this guy or some shit.
But you did.
Yeah, you sure as fuck did. Like,
I was like, nah, more like 5, but I don't think he lost 7, but you could definitely make a case for 6.
Yeah, you can.
Niggas was like, nah, you lost 8.
Nah, I thought he lost 7.
God damn.
Yeah.
Not impressed.
Really? Like, you really, like, so how many rounds did you have him winning in the first half?
I don't even remember. I don't remember how I scored it off the top of my head, like round by round, but I believe at the end I had it like exactly like 7 rounds.
Wow. I think that's giving Hernandez a little bit too much credit, but the right man won though. Yeah,
sure. Yeah, he definitely did. And J-Rock, J-Rock has nothing to blame for himself. Like, I mean, it could be simply like, J-Rock has a style that he shouldn't, like, and like dudes with like, I don't know what it is. Like, I mean, he fought Hurd, and Hurd was pretty much like Hernandez in a way, like except a lot bigger and stronger, and he handled that dude. And then he gets Rosario, and Rosario puts his foot in his ass. And then he gets someone who's like a lesser version of those two, and it's the same thing. Like, J-Rock has a type of fighter that you really can't put him in the ring with. Like, cats that move forward on him with tanks and that can, and chins. Like, you can't.
Dude, that's half of boxing. Like, that. What do you think 154 is made up out of? Like, like, come on.
Yeah, but I mean, at least for this one, Hernandez is actually, unlike Hurd and
we've seen Hernandez getting hands put on him. It's not like Hernandez is some like some upper echelon fighter. Like,
no, he's not. But I'm saying though, like in terms of, like, I mean, Hernandez is like a normal size 154 pounder. You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. Like, he's not like a Hurd, or he's not like Rosario that are big for that fucking division. Like, and it's just like he just.
J-Rock's definitely big enough for 154. Like, I could see him at middleweight. It just, for some reason, he just comes off like he don't feel like he don't come off as a durable guy. Because he's not a small dude. Like, he's like 5. Once you 5'10", 5'11", like, you could be anywhere from damn welterweight to damn super middleweight. Man, maybe light heavyweight, really. Shit.
Yeah, if you don't feel like doing extra road work.
He looks like 6 feet on the dot.
Yeah, so it's like he's definitely big enough. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I almost feel like we're to a point like we made like excuses for dude. Like,
yeah,
you either gonna do it or not. You either good or you not.
Yeah, and like I said, obviously now J-Rock, taking a loss to this guy, like, personally, I'm not gonna call it, rematch is like an ugly word, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like it doesn't feel right that he lost to Hernandez, but he did lose to Hernandez, you know what I mean? So it's like,
give me a PBC Fox rematch.
yeah, you know.
I don't know. I just don't have much faith in J-Rock going forward with all the issues that he has. Plus, maybe this is just me. This is just something that I think, and I'm not trying to get too much into the armchair psychology thing, but I do always see him like talking about, all the real estate money he makes on the side and all that, and it makes me wonder, like, if he's still really cut for boxing anymore. Because once boxers start making money outside the ring, it's like I notice they start slipping a little bit and they don't really have the hunger for it. Like I said, I'm not trying to get too much into the armchair psychology.
There's some truth in that. You're not lying.
Like Tevin Farmer's the same. Tevin Farmer's going through the same thing. He's bragging about the money he making on the side and stuff, and we ain't seen him back in the ring since.
Yeah.
Well, at least J-Rock was giving us the entertaining fight. So, but
yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Farmer, go ahead and make your money, bro.
Oh man, but yeah, J-Rock. I know that it was his first fight with since Brett got back in the fold, but yeah, now it's gonna be like, is Brett gonna stay long term, or what are they gonna work on? But
dude, he was out for so long. They fought and made up by the time he had his fight again. Like,
yeah,
it don't even feel like they had departed. You just knew about it if you just every Saturday in the damn mailbag.
Right.
But you mentioned, dude, like, come on. So it's like who was training them before all this time up to like the last 3 months ago?
Yeah, I'm saying, like,
then they say he caught COVID, he had surgery, so I get it, but damn, man, like sometimes you just gotta win with the situation you dealt with, like.
Absolutely.
Like, but me personally, I never felt all blown away from, by his skills and all that shit. Like, he's quality, but
yeah,
I don't know, like, maybe.
Yeah, I always thought J-Rock would at least be I wouldn't say a gatekeeper, but he'd be like an operator, he'd handle, like, he'd be at B level handling like other B level and stuff like that.
But he might get a title,
But honestly, the Hurt thing, like, when he faced Hurt, I'm gonna think pretty much, I think good amount of us, were like, Hurt would probably just walk right through him, and he had his day in the sun,
But we all knew, like, J-Rock had a great right hand for dude, and if he just keep walking and not cognizant of that defense, it'll just eat that shit. And you eat too many of those, you lose a decision.
Right. So J-Rock did low-key overachieve right now, but yeah, like losing to someone like Vladimir Hernandez, who's not a jobber per se, but he's an operator. He's probably a low-level contender if you want to be technical about it, whatever. But J-Rock has some work to do, because you're not supposed to lose to someone like Hernandez with this type of reputation. So.
Nah, you're not. And bottom line, that's what it comes down to. You just not supposed to lose to a guy like Hernandez if you're a former unified champion who's still in his physical prime.
Right. So but like I said, it was definitely a good fight to open some shit up too. So like it wasn't. Like I said, I was still pleased with it. Now the second fight, that came on the preview. I didn't watch it in real time because I was heading to the movie theater or whatever. But I did, I watched it early this morning, but I did read about it, and, people were kind of had opinions about it. I'm talking about Edgar Berlanga, and facing, what's dude's name? Marcelo Cocheres, where, like, the only time anyone might have actually seen him on American TV was he gave Billy Joe Saunders a hell of a hard time before Saunders wildered himself to a win over him.
that uppercut season.
Uppercut season, yes sir. Like
he was making Wilder. I mean, he was giving Saunders all he could handle plus more.
Exactly. So now, I mean, obviously, it's like, so it's pretty much like, is Cocheras like, a real deal type of gatekeeper at 168, or is he just like a flash in the pan? Now, obviously, Berlanga, he's still coming off going the distance for the first time, even though I think he knocked dude down like 4 times, so I think most people expect that, if Cocheras can get KO'd by Billy Joe Saunders, that, Berlanga can actually do the same, Berlanga did not do the same. That's for damn sure. Yeah, I mean, I know me and LB had kind of conversation about it. I mean, personally, I thought he looked kind of mid, for like
that's about right.
Yeah, so I mean, Cocheras was game. Like Cocheras, like once he warmed up in the fight, he was putting hands on Berlanga. Like, I mean, and he had him rocking and rolling a couple times too. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
if he would have came on earlier, and because it feel like he was content to fight behind Berlanga and get out jabbed, out boxed in the first half. Mm-hmm. And then it's like I feel like Berlanga, I don't know what happened. Like, 'cause Berlanga, he's usually more explosive. He'll like have little moments, but I feel like he didn't push the issue. Like, it wasn't urgent enough for him, and I think that kind of hurt him. Like, I think he now that he's over the fact that he knocks everybody out and he had that distance fight last time, I guess this time he's like, well, I don't care about knocking people out. And I feel like, wrong. No, you should still try to knock this guy out, because you let him stick around so long that he end up dropping and making you look bad.
Yeah, and the funny thing is too is like Berlanga, like I think it was an uppercut that made that he had Cocheras' eye like almost like swollen, like it was almost closed, and he still managed to catch Berlanga with a counter right that put him on his back. And and you're like, oh,
Berlanga is kind of slow. Like, I'm realizing like anybody with like hand speed could really get to him quick, because he like loads up on everything and he's like so slow to me.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, he looked like like that's why it's like there were rounds where Cocheras was just putting hands on that guy. I was just like, shit. Like, I mean, I know I'm talking about like every time Cocheras landed a punch, like there's times like dude's head was like on a swivel. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, left hook like left hook, Berlanga couldn't get away from. Right hands couldn't get away from. Like, basically, I mean, I think Cocheras probably punched a lot harder than Berlanga probably thought he did, and I think that might have actually contributed to a lot of what happened with Berlanga. How he fought. I mean, I'm not gonna say it wasn't a robbery or anything like that. I mean, Berlanga won, and it was a close one. I think all the judges gave it like, I think it was like 96-93, which is about right.
Yeah. See, because what's the dude needed to he needed to kind of get at Berlanga offensively a little earlier. Like, he started a little too late. I don't know, maybe he was trying to just wait till some of the steam off of Berlanga's punches calmed down, or see if he get a little winded. But I feel like if he could have kind of, because he saw the fight that was the previous fight, how Hernandez and J-Rock was going at it, and Hernandez kind of stayed competitive with J-Rock the whole fight, so it could, when you score the rounds, there was maybe a round or two you could give Hernandez in the first half, because he was so competitive, and even though he was losing, and it looked like J-Rock had better moments, he at least kept himself in the fight early. So like that, how they were saying like, well, there's probably a first half round you could give the Hernandez. Like, Cocheras, he didn't do that. Like, he literally just turned it on.
Yeah.
So it's hard to win a fight if you don't kind of establish yourself early a little bit. Like, no one's saying that you gotta start beating the dude ass from the second round on, but by the third round you should kind of download his style and start going to work. You gotta win 7 rounds. You gotta win at least 6 rounds in a 10-round fight.
Right. Facts.
So you only hurting yourself if you start getting to work at the 5th round. Like, you just 5 rounds, bro. Like, or the 6th round. Like, But shit, Berlanga might be lucky about that.
Yeah, no, I mean, Berlanga obviously, you know, after that, I mean, honestly, there's something that obviously he can build on or whatever, though. But I think they need to be very careful how he. I mean, I know you don't want to like give him a whole bunch of bullshit opponents or whatever, but truthfully, it might not even be the opponents he need. But I think it's just more or less like I think Berlanga needs to dial down some of his celebrity lifestyle type of stuff, because I mean,
he needs to. That's good for him right now. Like he need to keep his name up there and all that shit and do all that shit. It's just he gotta handle the ring work better. Like you got to this point by knocking motherfuckers out. He didn't start off the fight like he wanted to knock this guy out.
Right, and then I said,
that's the biggest problem with that.
Right, where at least when the outfight was the distance, I mean, at least it was. Dude, you put him down 4 times, and dude just happened to survive it. You know, yeah. I mean, you put someone down 4 times, and you know, we can't say that he wasn't trying to put him away because he clearly was. But yeah,
exactly. And even if you get dropped once, we could at least say, well, you know, you got him 3 more times after that, or you know, whatever. But
yeah,
this was kind of like. I felt like I was watching Golovkin Lemieux for the first 5 rounds, and then that shit turned into the loss Rodriguez had. The Elvis Rodriguez. But I'm not gonna. A lot of people shitting on Berlanga. I still see that, you know, he needs improvement, and we're really seeing his career kind of develop now because he's going rounds. But don't just go, if you're a power puncher, don't just go rounds just to go rounds.
Right, yeah. No,
up to the guy, get him the fuck out of there, because you let a guy hang around sometimes and, you know, he start looking at spots and he starts seeing like, you know what, you're getting a little tired. I see your left hand getting a little lower. I think I could slide a counter over that. Like options.
Yeah, exactly. You cannot let motherfuckers get warmed up into these fights. You gotta put them away.
Yeah, like like if you knock him off, like do that. Like I mean, no one was like, oh man, you know, that was Kid Dynamite looked great in that Bone Crusher Smith fight. Like, you know, we wanted him to knock him out. What the fuck?
Facts.
And I think that's what it is. It's like you gotta know who you are, man. If you knock motherfuckers out, go in there for the knockout. And he could have did that, like, because he was piecing up Cosera's hard with that jab earlier.
He was.
Like, I was like, God damn, I was like, because after I was like, Berlanga jab, is this good? Like, shit.
Yeah, well,
I see now Serrano make that tweet about there's already a Puerto Rican fighter that's deserving of this. I'm like, damn it, lady. I'm like, I swear, I'm like.
What Serrano say? What she say?
And she was saying that she had I think it was a tweet, and it was on the IG where she was saying there's already established Puerto Rican fighter that gets knockouts and this, that. Like, I see what she's saying, but it was low key shade because you put that up right after Berlanga got the win. Like,
yeah, it's weird behavior.
Dog, and it's like these niggas be wondering why they don't blow up or have more fans. Like.
Right?
And you go shit on another nigga from your country for having a tough fight. It's not like he got a robbery, like he got a gift or anything. Like, he won. He just had to gut it out. And it's like, man, like,
yeah,
I just shake my head sometimes. Like, wow.
I don't know. I'm worried what Berlanga's gonna look like when he steps up in competition.
Yeah, I'd rather see him go balls to the wall trying to knock somebody out than play, you know, cutie Vladimir Klitschko jab fest, you know, and lay back and see what happens Berlanga style. Nah, give me that prime Tito seek and destroy, come get it, motherfucker. Like,
yeah,
that's what got you here.
Right, you know, so it's just like, I mean, yeah, I mean, if it's not broke, they'll fix it. I mean, and it was working, but I mean, like I said, if someone's just surviving your power, as long as you're not being one-dimensional about it, you know, get him out of there. You know, because like I said, optics doesn't look good that Cocheras was pretty much in the fight, whereas Cocheras himself got brutally knocked out by Billy Joe Saunders. Like you know, Saunders is not a puncher, but Saunders put him in the bushes, and Berlanga, who is the puncher, got knocked out himself. and couldn't return one. So it's
and people forget Saunders forced exchanges. Saunders had to fight dude off in him, and that's when he got caught. Like, Berlanga, you got the faster hands, the thudding punches. Like, put him under the hot seat and see if he could swim. Like, we saw he couldn't with BJ.
Exactly.
So it's something to think about. You know, I think Berlanga could improve. This is a good little life lesson for him. So we'll see what happens. But him and J-Rock made for some good entertainment for the damn before the
for the pay-per-view. Yeah, the prelim. The FS1, like, salute for them for airing it. You know, like I said, 'cause I know they wanted to keep the all heavyweight theme, whatever. But hey, you know, it was good just to see them. You know, just see them on the free prelims. Because I mean, those were they were some good ass fights, like, for real. Yeah. I
mean, in 154 is that's always a great division to them. You know, put on a card.
Yeah,
and then 168 Berlanga. You know, it was a good decision.
Yeah, you know, I mean, if anything, they probably did get a couple more pay-per-view buys out of it. They're like, oh shit, if it's gonna be like this, then shit, let me go order this all heavyweight Fury Wilder 3 card, you know, and yeah, we were all, you know, like I said, like the card, like we were like, yeah, this is some focused ass matchmaking, like there's not a whole lot of times where they get, you know, an all heavyweights, all four main fights, you know, all heavyweights, because everyone loves heavyweight boxing. You know, heavyweight boxing. You know, when the casuals they say, "Oh, heavyweight boxing," yeah, you know, because it's knockouts. Like, everyone equates heavyweights with knockouts. So it's like that's how it goes. So the first fight on there was Jared Big Baby Anderson. You know, and he was facing someone who I'd never heard of before, Vladimir Tereskin, who had a 22-0-1 record, and he was a 6'6" Russian southpaw. So it was either Tereskin had a padded record, or he was one of those diamond in the rough Russian fighters that come out of nowhere. You know, because, you know, there's definitely been situations like that have happened. And it turned out that Tereskin may have just been he had a padded record. Like, Big Baby understood the assignment, like what he needed to do. Like, he was put on the pay-per-view to open it up, and he had eyes on it. He knows he's gonna get eyes on him. So, yeah, pretty much Big Baby did what he had to do. He beat the shit out of Tereskin. And the funny thing is, too, is Tereskin kind of gave up in a weird way. Like, he was in the corner in the second round. He was getting pounded. Like, I think one of the punches from Big Baby, like, dislodged his mouthpiece. I don't think it dislodged it completely or whatever. You know, but dude was just like, he didn't know whether that to lurch forward, just act like he was going to get stopped or what. It was just weird, but yeah, Tereskin did not put up too much of a fight. So, I mean, Big Baby did what he had to do, and, you know, he got the stoppage, and, you know, people in the theater I was watching, and they clapped, you know, and like I said, you know, Big Baby still, you know, is still a top prospect, a top American prospect. He's, you know, not contender level yet, but he's still a good prospect. So, I mean, like I said, I mean, it was still, he got rid of him, he knew what he had to do, so I have no complaints about this one. The second fight, I don't have a complaint about this one, but there was a lot of fail in terms of how this fight was handled.
Hold on, which one? The Hellenius?
Yep. Yeah.
Oh my god, the fight was over in the first fucking round, and this dude, he fucking starts down posturing and shit while Kalnaki on the ropes, and then the fight goes down, 7, 8 more rounds? Like,
yeah.
While Hellenius takes some hits to the nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
this is why we say, if you're a puncher and you could hurt somebody, why get the fight last longer than it has to be? Because you open yourself up for shit like that.
And honestly, yeah, and just like, you know, I thought it would end in the first round because, I mean, I think one of the biggest things when we previewed this fight is like, what did Kalnaki learn in the year or so?
Thing.
Yeah, like no defense, his condition, like he came in like 9 pounds lighter than he did before on that fight. But this motherfucker, it's like, you would think that, you know, Kalnaki, and I said before, like, I mean, I think Kanaki's chin might actually be finished because, I mean, he absorbed like 300 punches from Areola, you know.
Nah, his chin ain't finished. It's his heart that's finished. His soul, like, I think he was taking the punches fine from Hellenius. It's just, he had no determination. He was just okay.
I mean, taking a punch,
and them two eyes being shut didn't help matters either.
Yeah, because remember the first fight, he was getting dropped all over the place.
Yeah, but in this one, like I mean, just probably within the first minute, like Hellenius had him in trouble, and by the end of the first round, his left eye was all messed up and fucked up, you know, and then after that, it was just like a slow, steady beating. Like the theater was into it. Like what was it? They were into it because Hellenius, like I said before, Hellenius is washed himself, but you cannot let him hit you. You cannot let him hit you like that because he punches way too hard. He has stones in his hands. Like,
he was just letting Hellenius just walk him down and do that because it's like not like. And see, the first fight, Kaunaki was just running into damn shots, getting knocked out and hurt. In this fight, he didn't even try to strategically, you know, close the distance, you know, do anything. He just kind of tried to follow dude, and so Hellenius was like, all right. So Hellenius kind of teed off more this time.
Yeah, and it was kind of sickening too because he closed his other eye, and Hellenius's body shots, like you could hear, like it was like it was like boom, like you could hear those body shots, like, you know, like I honestly didn't know how Kanaki did not go down, but Hellenius was just patiently hitting him with 1-2s, body shots, rinse, wash, repeat, all types of shit like that. It was just that.
I was getting kind of hard to watch. I kind of felt bad for Kaunaki. I was like, please stop this fight.
Yeah,
man, fuck all that. I was mad because damn Hellenius fucked up my first round prop bet, motherfucker.
Oh, that's why you mad.
Dude, he had him the fuck out in the first round. Like, god damn it. Like, I was about to uppercut the fucking ceiling.
Yeah, and
I hate seeing a motherfucker who is dead to rights, and the motherfucker just be like, you know what? Next round, like, no.
Yeah, and honestly, and truthfully, I thought I was gonna see Hellenius eventually get caught. Because I was thinking that, like, man, Hellenius is playing with his food too much.
Because Kaunaki tried a little bit, like, you know, it was like maybe 15% effort. I don't know, you know, who's counting, but he tried a little bit, and I'm like, damn, the shots were kind of low key landing. Like, if he really wanted to, like, Hellenius is there for the overhand, right?
Right, but Hellenius though, his chin was solid. Like Hellenius didn't wobble. Like Hellenius was a complete.
He never took no hard, no big shot from Kaunaki like that. They were just like the desperation, like not even desperate, because even desperate motherfuckers hit punch harder. Like he just took the I gotta make it look like I'm in here with you.
Yeah, though. It was getting so bad. Like Kaunaki got busted up. You know, and then Kaunaki, he started pulling the Andrew Galata, started low blowing the hell out of him because he couldn't keep Hellenius off him, and Hellenius is slow. Hellenius is slow as shit. So the fact that he had to start resorting to low blows to keep him off him, that says something. Like his condition, like Kaunaki was a complete fail. He low blowed.
Is that like a Polish thing or like?
It must be because, like, the first time
I don't know. Well, Puerto Ricans do it too.
Yeah, we can't call those the PR specials.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, but both of the countries got a letter P. I don't know, man.
Oh shit!
Ain't no P's in Florida. You know, you just get the fade. I lose spectacularly.
Oh shit though, but yeah, Kaunaki though, like he started landing a low blow. The referee warmed though, and then he landed another one, and he took the point away, and then finally he landed another one, and this was after I think Hellenius landed a ridiculous combination on him. So so the referee was like, "Okay, yeah, you're disqualified," and I'm thinking to myself, "Are you kidding me?" I was like, I mean, because usually I thought it was like you have to take away like 3 times before you disqualify. So I thought the ref kind of was on some, he was like, you know what, let me wrap this shit up real quick. Let me give him a break, because he's getting his ass whooped.
I think the ref was just tired of refereeing the fight. He just saw it as like, hey, this is a sparring session going wrong or some shit.
Right. So I mean, and there was two things though. Like number one, the result eventually it was. I think the commission changed the result to a TKO. So Hellenius got the TKO win. And another thing is Kalnacki got an orbital fracture from that beating. Like Hellenius fractured his shit.
And he didn't do nothing about it.
Did nothing about it, yeah. So
or even tried to. That's the sad part. Like, you can get your ass whooped, but at least try. But
yeah,
like,
so
he just didn't do anything. Like, ugh.
Yeah, and that was it's wild to see that an old Hellenius is now possibly like very he's in line for a title shot, and he really shouldn't be. And this is where Hellenius is like, this is where we talk about matchmaking for certain fighters. Kalnacki should have never been put there were fights where Kalnacki, he beat Charles Martin. You raise his level. You don't put him in there with just anybody. Like if you beat a former heavyweight champion in a fight, you should keep that on the actual level. And you don't have a change in career trajectory, and that's what happened to Kalnacki. Kalnacki, everything that happened, like his conditioning, his poor defense, and Hellenius just being heavy-handed as fuck. Now he has to be rebuilt, and he's gonna be out for a little bit because of the orbital fracture. So
he was out for a long bit last time. Like I don't know, man. Like some of these dudes just I don't know, man. It might be a wrap for Kalnacki. I think J-Rock might come back before Kalnacki can.
Yeah, I agree. Kalnacki's done.
Yeah, it's kind of mismanaged. Like and then the whole you can't have skill deficit and be mismanaged.
Right.
And he had both. Hellenius was always a dangerous fight for a dude who doesn't move his head. Mm-hmm. And for a dude that just had a fight of the year with Chris Arreola.
Right.
went life and death to get a win over Charles Martin. Mm-hmm. Should have rematched Charles Martin, honestly.
Yeah, and that should have been the next move, but
they wanted that career mode, and then you got a career mode glitch came. Really?
Yeah.
Shit, and Kalnacki was the favorite this time. Hell, you could say this was a career mode glitch. Fuck it.
Yeah,
career mode glitch.
Yeah, career mode glitch, and now Kalnacki is gonna. Yeah, Kalnacki is now pretty much at the back of the line, and Hellenius now is gonna be, depending on how the chips fall, he may be in line for a title shot, in the very near future. So and there's nothing about Hellenius. I have to give him his props. I remember my lady was talking about Hellenius kind of scared her more than like the other fighters on the card because it's the whole Viking thing, his whole vibe, because he looked really intimidating.
He looked like one of those motherfuckers with Ragnar and Lagatha and all of them.
Right.
Like you about to throw an axe on some Floki shit.
Classic show. I love that.
So shout out to Vikings. That was a dope show.
Yes, sir. Oh, Maul, I see you. Maul saying thank you, LB, for putting some respect on Charles Martin. Damn it.
Yo, what the fuck? Yo, this dude pops so out of nowhere with the child. Like, damn, like. It's like Charles Martin name don't even get mentioned. Like.
Honestly, it's wild to me that I actually mentioned we mentioned Charles Martin more than any other thing, because Charles Martin, prior to him winning the heavyweight title, was just not he was just beating up on like jobbers, and then the IBF ranking, he's number 2, and he surprisingly wins the belt, and now he's like
in fluke-like fashion.
Yeah, it's a fluke. It's a pure fluke. Like, if you want to call it luck, fluke, that's exactly what it was. Like.
But honestly, I feel like PBC kind of did a disservice with him, because he's the guy that he should have been given the opportunities to fight the Kalnackis and the Wilders and shit like that. Like, they eventually ended up fighting more difficult opponents.
Yeah,
and you see what happened.
No,
and Charles Martin is the one standing tall at the end when the smoke clears.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't care about the Joshua knockout anymore. Dude got his money. Joshua's got knocked out afterwards. So
Yeah, and but other things too is like Charles Martin, with the exception of the Connect fight, he's not putting any. I mean, he had the fight against Gerald Washington. You know, he won, but you know, it's like they don't raise his opponent level enough to where it needs to be, and he's a former heavyweight champion of the world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's
I
weird.
felt like him and Kalnaki should have had that rematch. They missed the opportunity on that, but
They did.
oh
now,
well, he definitely in a better position than half of them at heavy.
facts.
He get him a fight with Brian Jennings or Brian Jennings or Oscar Rivas or somebody at that type of level. Mm-hmm. And shit, who knows?
Right.
Because Charles Martin ain't trash. Like, he can box. He's capable.
Yeah, you know, but I mean, you just have to give him another shot.
Yeah, exactly. I heard the Charles Martin back signal and had to pull up. God damn.
Oh shit! And but then, like I said, but at least like the first two fights on the pay-per-view, like, you know, it was going. Like, the buzz was cool. Like, you know, everyone, you know, was like, okay, this is some good shit. And this is where third fight in the co-main is where the quality of pay-per-view took a little dive, so to speak.
Nosedive.
And this one, and this fight put my lady to sleep too. Like, she wanted to see this fight more than any other fight. You know, because, you know,
it was the most looked forward to fight on the card besides Wilder Fury. Matter of fact, there's people who look forward to this fight more than the main event.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Plenty of people thought that, and then now you just get mid. Like,
yeah, especially if you knew the history of both F.A. Ajaba and Frank Sanchez. If you knew the history in terms of, you know, they were both like the two top prospects on the PBC side, and then Ajaba jumped to top rank after signing with Jay Prince, and you know, and kind of, you know, and the whole situation behind that was kind of messed up too, because Ajaba lost his trainer because his trainer was just like, nah, no, we're not, you know, you're not with PBC anymore. Like, why should I train you? So that type of deal. So he ended up with Kei Karama, you know, and you know, and then, like I said, you know, and Ajaba, you know, he did his thing in top rank. You know, well, the first fight wasn't really that good though, but his last time out, he scored a brutal knockout of the year. And Frank Sanchez is beginning those looks because he trains in Canelo's camp, so he got the Canelo placements, and he's been doing his thing. So basically, you get the fight that we wanted to see when we were in PBC. Like, who's going to be the prospect that will go forward? If I could control that, none of them would go forward. Like straight up, like, you know, it went the distance. It basically, it was a lot of tentative. Like, Sanchez was, I know, you know, LB hates his Cuban hates the Cuban style. Like, Sanchez, you know, for even at heavyweight, had, you know, was kind of negative. And unfortunately, F.A. Ajaba, like, one of the biggest complaints, like, I know F.A. Ajaba, like, has power for days, but one thing I always say, like, his punch variety, his selection needs to improve, because he lives and dies by a hard jab and a right hand. Like, he doesn't really, every once in a while he'll probably throw a hook, but, you know, or, you know, like a really wide, you know, roundhouse or whatever. But that's pretty much about it.
But the thing is, this his temperament is what kills him. Yeah. Like, if you're gonna do the regular basic shit, at least do it often.
Right.
Like, his pace, he moves so lethargic. He's like a Nigerian right hand dominant heavyweight Danny Garcia.
What a comparison.
They low key fight the same. It just Swift, you see a little more urgency, a little more talent, but they got the same habit of fighting behind their opponent and letting them be first. It's like, dude, move your feet, you know, step in hard with the jab and let the left hook go. Like, throw the right hand. It's like he just let Frank Sanchez just do what he wanted, and Frank Sanchez was like, okay, I got a guy who's gonna barely do anything. How about I just do a little bit more than that and I win? Right, you know. That's what we got for, like, what, 10 rounds?
Yeah, you know, dude circling the ring, going back this way and back and forth, and Ajaba not really cutting off the ring, and, you know, and surprisingly, the one who did get the knockdown was Sanchez. Sanchez connected, like, or if Sanchez opened up a little bit more, like, honestly, it would have probably been a better fight. Yeah, but yeah, he caught him with an overhand, had Ajaba like wobble, and Ajaba went down to a knee, and then Sanchez landed an uppercut. Yeah, uppercut that nearly took his fucking head off too. Now, if Ajaba was less than honorable, he probably could have milked the DQ. You know,
at that point, I wish he did.
Yeah.
I would have just rolled over. I'm like, oh, get me out of this boring ass fucking fight.
Yeah, like I can't hit this motherfucker too. I can't hit him with no right hand, man. Let me just get him out of the fight.
I would have did that job that dude was doing against Kodo's cousin.
Yeah.
Yo, that one nigga was like, he did an Oscar.
Yeah, like he's like, you know what, man? Fuck. He's like, yeah, fuck this. Let me get out of this goddamn fight, man. I got hit. You know what the fuck are you gonna do about it?
And the shot was hard enough. And you in Vegas, you got the he did no protests, and I'm like, damn it, like why you motherfuckers is just taking your L so easy?
And that's the thing too, is like it wasn't like K. Crum was in his he was trying to do it, but yeah, Jabba was just in his corner. He was just like listless, like
K. Corona was throwing more punches than Ajagba.
Yeah, exactly. Like dude was just like, you know, he was trying to get, but Jabba just like he had the look of defeat on his face. Like and then the rest of the fight, I mean, outside of the knockout, like there was nothing else in the remaining 3 rounds of the fight, and I was just like, oh my god, like Sanchez just won a fairly easy decision and scored a knockdown in the boot. So like Sanchez,
that whole knockdown controversy was a little like in the theater. People were like going crazy over that. Some people felt like he should have got some points taken away. Some people felt like that definitely was a debate in the theater about if that was legal or not.
But the funny things too, P, though, it's like the referee, because I mean the referee didn't even issue a count. Like he scored a knockdown, but he didn't issue like no count, not even like a fight, not even a. Yeah,
What'd you say, LB?
No, I'm saying he had the best angle to see it, and he still fucked it up.
Yeah, he fucked it up. I was like, where's the fucking count? Like, there was nothing in there. Like, it was just like, damn. Like, the referee kind of failed in this fucking fight. And then there was also a blown phantom knockdown, if you want to call it, where Jabba.
Yeah, he did knock him down with a jab, but then it just the ref missed it.
The ref was fucking missing everything. Fuck that ref. Damn, you missed a possible DQ. You missed a knockdown. You let a boring ass fight go on too long. No points deducted. No warnings. Like, just all three of you motherfuckers just leave my TV.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and I was I was just like, damn. I just in this one to listen to. I was like, fuck. You know, like. Yeah, I was like, this was easily the worst fight of the whole fucking day. Like, the day, the weekend, maybe the worst fucking fight of October. Yeah, so
the year.
Damn, I gotta remember some travel. Wait, Eubank's fight earlier this year was trash.
Yeah, it was. You know, so
this was the most disappointing because we were looking forward to this, and it was a huge clunker.
Yeah. But you know what? I think we'll just go ahead and award this. Yeah, this when January come and we talk about most boring fight award of 2021. This one definitely gonna be in there because. King P, he kind of changed my mind. This was too anticipated to be
most disappointing. Like there's no this fight was way too. We hyped it up too much to get this result.
Yeah, y'all niggas gave us the new era touch of sleep Chris Bird, and I ain't want that.
Yeah, hell no. You know what I'm saying? Like the niggas.
Both of y'all the punchers, nah.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like this should have been a far more action. Like y'all realized you didn't.
Honestly, it was a worse fight than Rigo and Casemiro. To tell you the truth.
Oh yeah, Rigo Casemiro was a nightmare to watch. But yeah, this one was just
a nightmare to watch. But it's like,
and they both involve Cubans. And
Pacquiao Ugas was the most stalest, middest retirement fight ever.
Yeah.
Nobody had much expectations for that fight though.
Yeah, that's true. Like,
I don't know. I'm pretty much not having expectations from any of them niggas no more. Like,
yes,
good. Like, just to close down that school of boxing.
Yeah, so I mean, it's like one of those things. It's like, yeah, this fight.
I don't want to hear that nigga talk about, man, I don't get no people, no big fights, or nobody wants to see me fight. It's because of that.
Mm-hmm. You know, so it was just because like Ajaba, like I like Ajaba, like, you know, I honestly think Ajaba would be good, is a good shot now for the heavyweight, but clearly I don't know if Kate Karomas is the right trainer for him. I think when he was with Shields, I believe, yeah, like Shields brought a little bit more to out of him.
Look how Shields talk though, like Shields be talking like he might whoop your ass, like
yeah, it's not like
you can't handle Shields, then I don't know, like
yeah. Yeah, I don't know what I don't know, but I think Ajaba, it was just the point that he lost his zero, so you know he resigned himself. Like being resigned, it just seemed like that was like the theme of the day. Like some people just resign themselves to taking L's. You know,
y'all don't believe all this damn resign myself to fate on this type of shit. Like motherfuckers is just like, hold on, you said I gotta jump off the cliff? Who's gonna stop me? Like, nobody. Like you don't have a gun, a weapon? Nah. Okay, I guess I'll walk off the cliff. Should I backflip? Man, we don't care. You sure? Like niggas would literally just jump off the cliff and kill themselves, like for no reason. Like that's what this shit was looking at. Like motherfuckers just marching to they doom. Like if I keep my hands up, it looks like I'm trying, even though I'm not punching. Like what?
Right. Yeah. So I mean, I'm truly not really looking forward to either of their next fights for a little bit. Ajaba, I think, you know, hopefully Ajaba, you know, can really get his head together and figure out why he lost how he did. And Sanchez, Sanchez is gonna be one of those ones where it's like I'm not interested in how he fights because I mean he's not entertaining to me. But,
yeah, I'd rather watch Luis Ortiz fight than damn Sanchez.
Yeah.
And y'all already know I'm not the biggest Luis Ortiz fan, but
yeah, Sanchez only has youth on his side, and even that I gotta wonder how young he really is. They said he was 29. I'm like, he does not look 29.
Yeah, no.
Somebody on Twitter said it best. If Frank Sanchez is 29, then I'm a size 2. She said.
Yeah, like nigga must have the disease that Robert Williams had in Jack or something like that. Nigga was wilding, like.
Oh man, like he 29, you're like 40 now.
Yeah, I'm saying this nigga looks older, you know, than all of us. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, like honestly, really, we're older than him by like different degrees. Like,
yeah.
This man look like he can literally be somebody's stepfather and shit, like to a grown ass kid, like.
Yeah, nah, ain't no 29, but yeah, Cubans be wilding with the ages though, but you know, but Sanchez, you know, yeah, this fight was a pure dud. Sanchez will move forward, obviously get bigger, you know, bigger fights maybe, and then the job, hopefully.
I hope not. I just put him on the undercard of a World Star fight comp.
Well, damn.
Yeah, I'm straight, man. Like I'm good. Like I'm just not in a rush to see that. You only live once, and I just don't want my life. I don't want, you know, 30 minutes taken away to see some shit like that.
Right, and you know, I was in a movie theater too. Like, luckily, I had popcorn and I had an icy drink.
That was the smoke. You know, I forgot they had it in the theater. So that was the official smoke drink break then.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I
think Prolific had hit me up around. It was like, yo, like yeah, they'll step outside and roll something.
Yeah.
Ain't no one trying to fuck with no damn that Sanchez pack.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I think we're done talking about that nonsense. You know? Yeah. Good
riddance.
Yeah,
let's get into the main event.
And the funny thing is too, the main event, we still had a little bit more of a wait because, yeah, like, you know, the broadcast team